Hello and welcome to Sense Business YouTube channel. I hope you are having a great day. Thank you for joining me in this lesson. It should take you no long, or it should take me no longer than 10 minutes to get you through this. So train me, please. Well, in this lesson, we will understand what is training, why businesses train their employees, what is induction training, different ways of training staff employees, and I've prepared some, I think it's about 9 questions that I've prepared for you to practice to get you the highest grade possible and to get you remember the key points of this lesson. So let's begin. So what is training? Training is teaching or developing in oneself or others any skill and knowledge or fitness that is related to specific useful competency. Training has specific goals of improving one's capacity, production, and performance. So this is what training is. So in short, we can say training is the action of teaching somebody a particular skill. It might also refer to be teaching of a type of behavior. In business, training can introduce new employees to the business. This is called induction training. So why um, might we do training? Uh, Dangers in workplace need to be explained to all workers so that business ensures health and safety of its employees. So we can do that through induction training. Health and safety law demands that employees and employers share responsibility for keeping a safe working place. Again, we can do a health and safety training. I do that not a lot, but sometimes with the company that I work with. Training shows that employees take this responsibility seriously because it is quite serious. Um, Training can motivate employees and can be the mean for them getting promotion to a better job. So if people are constantly getting training, they're learning new skill, they're developing their existing skills, so that means new opportunities. So there's a high potential of them getting promoted. This is usually known as staff development. So means encouraging the employees to do the job as well as they can. There's a full video on motivation which you can watch. It's a complete lesson that I've done, how to motivate and what have you. Go ahead and watch that. It's on the channel, and you can also find it on the website. So businesses try to improve their efficiency. This means that they try to increase their output from the resources that they have. By training their employees, they hope to increase the amount of produced by each worker, because if they're trained, they will know exactly what they are doing and they'll crack on with the job and complete it faster and quicker and accurately. New technology is often introduced to try and increase the efficiency. When it is introduced, it means employees need training on how to use the newly implemented technology. So some employees will need to be retrained so that they can remain in employment as new technology takes over from existing machinery. This also contributes to increased efficiency. So we might do training if there's a new product or a new machinery in the business, which everybody will need to know about. So we'll need to place training for that. So induction training. Induction training is the training that an employee receives when she first joins business or the organization. Induction training is important as it enables a new recruit to become productive as quickly as possible. It can avoid costly mistakes by recruits not knowing the procedures or techniques of new jobs. So in the induction um, training, you'll get to know the business, the workplace, the jobs, the very important do's and the very important do nots of an organization. So that's why it's very, very important that everybody undertakes induction training when joining a new business. So, and the reason induction is important is the content that are discussed in induction are these here, these 4 5 points. So information about the companies and discussed in induction. So new employees need to know the aims and objectives and the types of products it makes. This makes the employee feel part of the company. Health and safety. It is important that from the start the employee is able to be safe member of the workforce. The law states that the employee has a responsibility for health and safety as well as the employer. So, tour of the company. The new employee needs to know the location of certain areas within the business, such as canteen, facilities, fire exits, and lockers where personal possession can be stored. Induction to the key personnel, such as co-workers and supervisors. The employee needs to know who to ask when help is needed and who they are directly responsible to. Identification of any training needs. The new employee might be assessed to see if he needs any further training before he can begin work. So, this is why induction training is very important. You can get the feel of what the person is like, and they can get a feel what the company is like. So there's different ways of training. Training can be either on the job or off the job. On the job means on the company, just like the name says, takes place within the business at the site of the employee's new job. This can be the actual production line where the employee is working or the office where he works or she works. Off the job training takes place away from the work, possibly still at the business premises but in a separate training area. Alternatively, it might take place away from the site altogether. Just so that you know, I'm giving away a free iPhone very soon. So, what I want you to do is go into the link in the description below where it says get my winning number. You need to get a unique winning number and comment that in the below so I can put you into for a chance to win an iPhone. So on the job training, this is cheaper, no special premises required to be hired or built. It is more relevant. The employee can see how directly relates to his job. It uses existing skills employees it uses existing skilled employees. These people have experience of doing things the way the business wants them to do, so getting them train other people is a good start. It can be a motivator to those doing the training because they are feeling important and thinking that, or put them into a feel of getting on to the next ladder of the organization. And here is a happy donkey for you, just to make you smile. Off the job training. This can use specialist instructors, people who are skilled at showing others how to do the job, not just good at the job themselves. Training can lead to a recognized qualification such as diploma or degree. With my current organization, I did that. I did an apprenticeship where I got a diploma in business management. So this can benefit the employee and encourage him or her to stay with the company. So it is it's a good way to keep the redundancies and the staff turnover, keep the staff turnover low. The use of training environment can motivate people if it is a pleasant training or conference center. The training can take place in a college of a further or higher education. I did a think about 5% of my training outside the organization. The rest, I did it all in conference room and not a conference room. We have a little room where we go and study. So in a study room. Any mistake that the trainee makes are unlikely to affect the reputation of the business. Goods made at a training center are not part of the production line and therefore not sold to the public. So that's a very key and important point because sometimes in training you might produce something that's not of good quality. And if nobody's watching, that could end up at the consumer's hand. The training can be flexible in length. For example, it can be 1 day a week or a whole block of time without affecting the productivity of the production line. So another important point that we need to take in point. When I did my training, I was 1 day doing studies and 4 days I was working. And very little often I would go that 1 day into a college or a training institution and um, complete the training because I couldn't do it inside. They needed specific software and what have you. And this brings us to the end of this PowerPoint presentation and the end of this lesson. Make sure you visit my website. There's a hell of a lot more information. Also, I want you to pause the screen and answer these 9 questions that I've put together for you. Make sure you comment them below and I will personally answer and check your answers and let you know how well you have done. And also you can check the answers for these questions in the link in the description below. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is the second lot of the questions. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you have any questions, please make sure you comment them and like and share, I guess, this video so that all other students can see it too. And I'll see you on next lesson tomorrow. I'll be uploading these 10-minute lessons quite often now because I have managed to spare some time. See you on next lesson. Make sure you go and claim your free iPhone. Take care for now.